Hello fellow internet dweller, Brickineer here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Space Police 3 set number 5981, the Raid VPR or Viper. This set has 69 pieces, 2 minifigures, and released in 2010 as the smallest set in the second wave of Space Police 3. Retailing for $10 USD, which is about $12 in today. And now if you want to get this set used, you're looking at around $14 and around $25 sealed. This is an interestingly designed ship, so let's take a closer look. So you can see here the Raid VPR. It's only made up of about 60 pieces, which is not that much, but you do get a really cool designed ship. Very interesting shape. As you can see there, we get 2 massive fin pieces, and then 2 smaller wings in the back, and then of course your engine sticking out in the back there. Up front, we have 2 blasters, laser guns, whatever you want them to be. They're in green there. And then you get 2 large of these like airplane panel pieces that are used to make up the front kind of wings there. It's a very interesting look, kind of like an H. And you also got the police lights and some stickers that also say police on there. Then you have the cockpit, of course, in dark blue, so that kind of seems to be the trend here. We got the white vehicles with the black outlines, blue and red, lights, green, lasers, and then the blue or translucent blue cockpit piece. So this one here opens simply by just moving that up, and you can close it just as easily. And thankfully, the Space Police officer inside is able to sit in there nice and snug with his air tank or jetpack on. So you don't have to take that off to put him in. And in addition to that, you don't have to lay him down at all. You're able to just simply put him in there with his legs at a 90-degree angle or so. And he is able to fit in there just fine, which is really nice. Makes getting them in and out very easy. And then on the inside there, very simple control panel. That is that I believe, yeah, that's a stickered piece. And there's also a control stick. Maybe that's for the acceleration, or maybe it's for the height, something like that. And then again, a very simple seating. There's no like chair piece, and that is to fit the air tank on the back of the Space Police officer to make them easily just click in there and able to be closed like so. Moving along to the back, we get some pretty cool missile launchers here with the flick fire missiles on either side. And this missile design has been commonly used throughout the Space Police line. If you want to see some of my other videos that I've reviewed some other sets that have this same design. Just this time, it's not really supposed to be a human-handled missile launcher. Instead, it is mounted onto the sides of this spacecraft, the Raid VPR. And basically, with the flick fire missiles, if you don't know what they are, you flick them, and they kind of launch out. Obviously, this one is at a very turny angle there, so it might be pretty difficult, but yeah, they're not as good as spring-loaded or stud shooters, but they're very nostalgic to me. They were used in a lot of sets around the 2010 year. Got some more lights here. Of course, they don't work. And then on the back, it kind of angles back into an engine and then a little fin at the top with the Space Police logo. That is basically it for the Raid VPR. This is an easily amassable set. For only like $14, you could probably get a nice little squadron. If you're building like a Space City mock, this could replace like your standard police car, unless you're going with some of the police bikes from the first wave of Space Police 3. They have a lot of smaller bikes, but this is definitely like your standard police car, but as a spacecraft. In addition to the spacecraft, you do get a second minifigure, and while he does not have any vehicle or something, he does have a big gun that I just want to showcase here. It's using the camera piece, and that's why it has to be held in the left hand, kind of, to be able to use the like scope there. So yeah, that is just what this minifigure has as a weapon to fight against the Raid VPR. But that is all for the set. Let's take a look at the minifigures now. For the first minifigure, we're going to be taking a look at the Space Police Officer included with the Raid VPR. He officially does not have a name. I'm just going to call him Chuck because I'm Bricklink. He's just known as Space Police Officer 11. And he has the new style of police officer helmet, which I think is a big improvement on the first wave of Space Police 3. As you can see with that helmet, the visor did not cover the face entirely. So this new helmet, as you can see, completely covers the face so that no air or the vacuum of space can't affect this officer. It's also got a red visor instead of a black visor, which looks pretty cool. He's got the air tank jetpack there, just like the other, or all the other Space Police officers. The same printing of both torso and leg printing as the original Space Police officers, as you can see there, with the Space Police logo and then the knee pads, pockets, so on and so forth. Let's take a look at the face there. It's got a pretty cool face on there. He's got like this like grin, kind of suspicious kind of look with his eyebrow raised. And then let's take a look at the back. With the air tank or jetpack removed, you can see the back printing there, as well as the back side of the face. Very interesting mouth there. I think they should have kind of like broken up the teeth, or maybe that would have looked weirder. But kind of an odd looking mouth. And the back torso printing, it's kind of got like this scaly backbone design and some more pouches and a radio. So that is the Space Police Officer. And the alien that you get in the set, name is Wrench. And he is a member of the Black Hole Gang. He is a recolor of the Cranks minifigure from Wave 1, which was one of my favorite designed figures. I just love the colors on that original minifigure, as well as the head mold. So they brought the head mold back here for a Wrench in lime green, which is also one of my favorite colors. You might notice in the top right corner of his torso, it's got the Blacktron logo. If you don't know what Blacktron is, it is a classic space theme from either the 80s or 90s. I'm not 100% sure about that. Don't know much about Blacktron. All I know is that it's very nostalgic for a lot of people, a lot of older people, of course. And maybe I'll get some Blacktron sets in the future and review them. But it's kind of a reference to that older space theme. He's also part of the Black Hole Gang, so he has the standard Black Hole Gang leg printing with the chain, knee pads, and bottom half of a skull. Unfortunately, the top half of the skull is kind of missing on his torso. I guess you can see those little white squares might be part of that skull, but otherwise not really. The head mold has a very interesting design to it. It's got some molded on teeth there, as well as kind of like a mustache, kind of like an alien mustache built in to his face. Got big bulging eyes tentacles in the back of his head for hair. And then, as you can see, the back torso printing is very minimal, just a little bit of a belt there. But that is the wrench minifigure. Pretty interesting. Here is how I display the Raid VPR. It's kind of depressing because it's just hidden in the back of this corner here. I don't really have that many space police vehicles. I have a lot more of the villain vehicles. So the space police officer sort of fleet here is pretty small. But yeah, I kind of just have in the back corner there. But there is other ways to display the set. Here is another way to display the set if you want to have it in a more action pose. You can build a stand to have it held up, and then you can additionally add a little like hinge or something like that to make it at an angle so it looks like it is flying. And I think this adds a lot more character to your display. So if you want to build that with your own pieces, then you can. And here's a closer look at that stand. And this is that stand kind of closer up. It is the same stand that I used in the pit stop, or the Squidman pit stop review. I'll link that down in the description if you want to see the stand a little more in detail. Again, I want to preface that the stand is not included in the set, so you'd have to build it with your own pieces. But it's a very simple stand, just has a base, kind of this tall piece to hold it up, and then a little angled piece here that is able to hold the set at an angle. So basically you just clip it on and you can hold it at different angles. If you want to have it kind of like this or maybe like that, instead of having it fall, maybe place like a plate kind of there. And but I kind of like it at this angle, so if you want to display it like this, you just have to get some extra pieces. But I think it makes the set look better in a more action phase. Taking a look at the instructions, this could also be seen as the box art cover because I do not have the box, unfortunately. But you can see Wrench in the bottom right corner there with his number. I just realized they should have included these numbers. That would have been pretty cool. But it's a very similar style to the Wave 1 of Space Police 3. The logo has been changed a little bit by adding some more neon lights there. And as you can see in the artwork in the background, it's actually inside the Space City, which I think is really interesting. Because before, with the Space Police 3 Wave 1 sets, they were out in space on an asteroid, and you can see the Space City from far away. But now this time you're actually in the Space City, and again, there totally should be a Space City theme of sets. I think that would be super cool. This is kind of the closest we got to that, because you won't see it in this instruction manual, but there is still, I guess, they're not selling it anymore, but if you want to get it on like Bricklink, there is a Space Police Center that is a set. So that's basically the closest we've gotten to a Space City set. But in the back of the instructions here, we have the Smash and Grab advertisement, one of my favorite Space Police 3 sets, and I'll be reviewing this set next. And then on the back, you also have an ad for the Adventures of Clutch Powers, which I totally recommend you watch. I think it's pretty interesting. It does have Space Police in it, as well as a couple other themes like Power Miners and Castle. So very fun movie to watch. Lego Club ad, and then of course your classic Win ad. So that is the instructions, and again, no box, unfortunately. I would definitely say that this set is worth the $14. It is definitely a amassable ship that you can make a small little fleet or squadron out of. I think it would be pretty cool to have a couple more. I honestly don't really care for the police side, though. I'm more a big fan of the Black Hole Gang and the villains of Space Police 3. So this will probably be the only one that I buy of this Raid VPR. But I definitely recommend you get at least one of them, because it is a pretty nicely designed ship. pretty small, but it's got a lot of detail, and it's a pretty interesting ship. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this set. It's definitely not the best set in the Space Police 3 Wave 2. There's better sets, but as like the police vehicle, I don't have the undercover thing. So this is the only standalone police set in the Wave 2 that I have. But yeah, again, definitely recommend it. That is all I have to say for this set. If you did enjoy this video, maybe consider hitting that like button, and if you've seen some of my other videos, maybe consider subscribing. But other than that, I'll see you in another video. Peace out.